Hello and welcome to another edition of A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and I tell you what, we got an exciting week for you this week with some very special guests, some heartwarming stories, and things that you definitely need to know in order to have a better life. Now, last week I was, of course, fortunate enough to have the YMCA director on here, and we made a statement, or I made a statement that, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself in 2013 to going to the YMCA and learning all about what they have to offer and what they do over there and doing a program. So we've got a little bit of video to show you, and I'll be talking over it, of course, as you roll that in here. But let's look at the video and see what happened when we went to the YMCA. A beautiful lobby, as you can tell, and we had to do some crunches there. They lay you down on the floor, and they tell you to do that for 1 minute, and they count how many you can actually do. Then this was the killer, 3 minutes of stepping up and stepping down. Now, if you get old like me and a little arthritis in your knees, I'll tell you what, that will start to really wear on you. Okay, so actually about 2.5 minutes into that, I actually gave up and said, okay, I'm done with this, let me tell you. I still now, 3 days later, I'm still sore in the hamstrings and everything, and I'm telling you what, I've got to get back to the Y. I promised I'd be back the next morning, but I couldn't walk. So, let me warn you, if you go to a YMCA and you say, I'm going to do this, you go through the physical assessment, let me tell you, folks, you're in for it. If you're 54 years old like me and really haven't done a lot other than maybe walking through the mall and doing stuff like that, you think you're keeping up in shape, their little program there will flat knock you to the ground because it's, like I said, 3 days of barely being able to get up and off the toilet. It's like, oh. Now, here's something else I found very interesting. You know, they do all this measurement to tell you how fat you are and your body mass index and all this stuff that I have no idea what all it means. But anyway, they just tell you basically you're in poor shape. And they do your heart rate and they do all this kind of stuff, you know. The funny thing was that I thought was just ironic, and I wish somebody out there would tell me that these people are crazy. But they said that a 55-year-old man, 54 actually, but soon to be 55, 6 foot tall, should weigh 130 pounds. Folks, my left leg weighs more than 130 pounds, okay? I mean, you're looking at 280 pounds here. Used to weigh 385, and I went all the way down to 200 pounds. But in order to do that, I had a liver transplant. Yes, almost, went through a lot of problems. But anyway, I think they're insane thinking that I should weigh 130 pounds. I want you to weigh in. Our Facebook information is on the screen now. So join us on Facebook or email me, of course, email me at WLFT and say, hey, Doc, you should weigh 130 pounds. Okay, because I'm dying to know just exactly what you think about that. All right, also, if you like us on Facebook, we're going to give away some more prizes, huh? We had a great winner for the Valentine's Day, Linda Carter, who was the person who won. Congratulations. And we've got more prizes coming up, so be sure and like us on Facebook, and we'll randomly be giving away movie tickets to Regal Theater and some other things. I may even give away a membership to the Y if I don't like you. Okay, enough of that. All right, now we're going to talk to a lady that, since I now know that I have arthritis in my knees, I said, I need this lady to come on and talk to me. With us, of course, in the studio is Karen Kennedy. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking the time out of the day to come. Tell us what the Arthritis Association does. What is it?
We're a nonprofit organization, and our purpose is to provide education and support to arthritis patients and their caregivers and families. 1 out of every 3 Louisianans has some form of arthritis. There's 1.4 million of us in this state. And arthritis, what a lot of people don't know, there are 100 different forms of arthritis.
100?
Everyone's familiar with rheumatoid arthritis, which is the most severe, the
where
crippling.
You get to all this crippling and everything in the fingers.
That's right. But gout is a form of arthritis.
I have that. Okay.
Fibromyalgia, scleroderma, lupus, those are all forms of arthritis. And arthritis can affect the very young. We work with children as young as just a few months old who have developed a juvenile form of rheumatoid arthritis. But to a greater or lesser degree, we all get some form of arthritis as we age. Osteoarthritis is the most common. And that's just age and wear and tear on the joints. If you've been an athlete, it's going to show up in your hips, your knees, your shoulders. It's just the body starting to age and fluid between the joints that keeps them soft and keeps movement without pain possible.
Now, what is your recommendation? Let's talk a little bit about that. For instance, my wife that passed away, she was a professional theater dancer and all that stuff. Started tap at the age of 2. Arthritis galore by the time she got to the age of 40. What do you see and recommend to parents that are guiding their children into sports and dance and all this stuff? Are you seeing this? Is that a trend? Everyone develops early arthritis and problems because of trying to start too early or trying to do too much?
Not really, but it's very interesting with athletes that are in gymnastics. You see a lot of pounding on their hips and their knees, and they're actually starting to do studies of athletes that have been athletes from very early in age, at a young age, that have been in competitive sports, that by the time they're in their 20s, their joints are worn out or starting to wear. And the best advice is, if your child ever talks about having pain in any of their joints, it's always good to go and get them checked out by a doctor, an orthopedic doctor, to look and make sure that everything's okay.
All right. So what does your organization have? Does it have a building that we call or go to?
Yes.
And so where is it located?
We have an office off of College Drive on Jamestown Avenue, which is, right off the interstate, so it's convenient to get to.
Okay.
And one of the things we do is we have a loaner closet, because we realize some people can't afford durable medical equipment such as wheelchairs and braces and walkers, and people donate those to us. Then we in turn donate those out for people to use while they're recovering from surgery or they're going to need a piece of equipment for a short amount of time.
Right.
And that's one of the ways. We also do educational seminars. We have a camp for children with juvenile arthritis every summer.
Really?
Yes.
And are these programs free, or is there a fee?
90% of what we do is for free. We raise our money through special events and contributions so that we in turn can provide education and support to these families at no charge.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you've got a form of arthritis, know someone who does, why don't you go visit Karen or their organization, because I think they can definitely help you out. Everyone has this happening in their life, and as you get older like me, you're really going to notice it. I appreciate you being on the show and sharing it with us, okay? All right, we'll be back after a word from our sponsor. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming up on this show for a better life. WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge. Welcome back to Better Life. And I tell you what, I want to jump right into this segment because this lady brought a whole bunch of stuff. First of all, the neatest card I've ever seen. It's actually in Braille, too. I don't do Braille, but I really like that. What a great idea. And she is with the Louisiana Assistive Technology Access Network. What a great-looking card. I just love it. Maria, welcome to the show. How do you say your last name?
Yiannopoulos.
Yiannopoulos. It's Greek.
Yes, it is.
I had to figure that one out real easy. Okay. A degree in mass comm, we ought to get that one. Okay, listen, as you can see on this wide shot, folks, there's a lot of stuff on this table, and everything here is available from or through this group?
Correct.
And are these things for purchase from this group? Are they free or to use or for learning? Tell us what your group does.
Sure. Thank you, number one, for having us here. I'm with LATAN, and I'm the Public Information Officer, so it is my job to come out and tell everybody what great things we do, which is we provide assistive technology devices and aids to daily living that help any person with any type of disability, from, let's say, autism to a traumatic brain injury and in between. And we help with physical mobility, communication, dexterity, you name it. We are Louisiana's designated project by the federal government to provide access to assistive technology devices. So what I have brought here with me today are what devices that we call low tech. For example, Low tech is this. Something like that. You see, if you still want to maintain your independence, you have a disability, you may have a grasp issue.
Absolutely.
You don't want somebody feeding you water. You can then grasp it, put your hand, you can go ahead and that's right, just insert the other way, like that.
Okay.
And you see
yeah,
you may have had a stroke, you may have had something that claws the hand, but you still are independent to have a drink of water.
You still pick it up and still set it down.
That's exactly correct.
That is really nice. Really
so
nice. Really
that
nice.
helps. The other thing that we always get, we do Life After 50 every year, and we have the longest lines for this particular. This is called a plate guard. Okay. And this is a weighted fork and a weighted knife. I want you to feel.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Again, it's got a bigger handle.
Right.
And then when you eat, say you have maybe Parkinson's.
Right.
Okay.
Keep the food
on the plate. Right. And it's such a simple thing. It's maybe like $3, $5. Okay. But it maintains the dignity of the person as much as possible. And because it's the independence. That's what we look for.
Certainly.
At Latan, we are true believers of the independence and the dignity.
Oh, absolutely. The most debilitating thing about a debilitating disease or like my daughter has cerebral palsy, is trying to feel normal and have a normal life. And by providing things, she's left side impaired, so I have seen this device. And it's wonderful for people that have, like you said, a hand problem.
Correct.
This gives them the ability to be able to write
and feel the independence. And
certainly.
It's a wonderful.
Now her sight was impaired, and she had a lot of problems. And I saw you brought in a device here, and it's probably going to be kind of hard to show, but
maybe you can do this
maybe on a camera shot here. We get up here on my. You see how that blows that picture up and see it? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it magnifies and lights up so that the person can see. Now, a lot of people have seen these magnifying things and stuff you can buy at CVS and all that, but this is the first one I've seen is actually a video screen and with a really good clarity. What does this device cost?
That costs about $1,500, and it's called the Amigo. No, actually, this is the Pico, but it's closed circuit TV.
Right.
So what it will do is it will also take a snapshot. For example, if you're at the grocery line and you can't see like you're up there, you want to bring down the can, you take a picture of it and you magnify it, and it will say can of mushroom soup or something, so you'll know what you're buying. This is for low vision.
Now, a lot of people are sitting home right now, and only because I know about this stuff to a degree, because of raising a cerebral palsy daughter. These things cost a lot of money, and everybody's sitting home going, I've got $1,500. There are programs that actually will help provide this for your family, and you've got to know about that. Can you share a little bit about that so people that at home are going, I've got a friend that needs this?
Absolutely. And we offer a financial loan program. We receive funding from the federal government in terms of, it's a grant, okay? Right. And the grant is designed to help people who need assistive technology devices ranging from $500 up to $50,000. And those are for the van modifications, like say if you need to modify your van. And it's for reduced interest rate, extended long term, and it takes into account the credit issues faced by a person with a disability. Now, if the debt ratio is too high, that we're not going to offer that only because it would put a strain on that person.
Absolutely.
But from there, we make other referrals to where they may not be able to purchase this kind of thing, but something similar to it.
Right.
But Latan is we do offer that, and we have a tremendous amount of loans that we put out every year to help people gain the independence that they need. Right. This is another wonderful keyboard. Anyone who has any kind of sight impairment, just from age, from macular degeneration to any type of low vision, these keys, the yellow and black contrast is designed to help with that. The keys are also large, button, and you can see everything and feel it much better. It also, this keyboard doesn't have it, but we also have the little braille as well. And it plugs into any computer, and that's about $80, and you can get it.
We all use our iPhones, and we use we use our technology as normal people, as we like to call it. But like my daughter, she couldn't count the right change at the cash register, so you can see how far impaired. And she's 22 years old.
Right.
But she loves to sit down at the computer and draft a letter, "I love you, Dad," and it takes her hours to do that. But it really adds to their charisma of the day and their process of being a human being to be able to do that. And I appreciate what you're doing and helping people in the community get this out. Now, the contact information on the screen, and if you go to the White Shot and pop that up there again, this is your contact information. And again, here's that last name is a real winner. A Greek name for sure. I bet you love baklava, don't you?
Yes.
Probably know how to make it too, don't you? And it shows. So it's www.latan.org, and they can get hold of you, right?
Yes. And do I have a second to kind of promote something?
Go right ahead. I'm gonna give you 15 seconds to talk about what you got.
Okay. We have our 5K race to support this on Saturday, May 11, downtown Baton Rouge, and we're dovetailing right into the Greek festival. So it
works out perfect.
Yes. So it's Saturday, May 11th.
If you want more information about that, email me at WLFT. Of course, you know that. And I will be glad to put you in touch with these people. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having us.
Stay tuned. We got one more guest before we get out of here this week. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building at Howell Place is conveniently located near the Baton Rouge Airport, offering medical services for all ages, lifestyles, and diagnosis. Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building offers a wide range of physicians to service your needs, from visual changes to upper and lower extremity orthopedic problems, back and neck injuries, and pain management. After consultation with your physician, there is an on-site physical therapy clinic to get you back to work or to your recreational pastime. If mobility is a problem, a home health office is on the premises to accept referrals. This modern medical marketplace has convenient parking and is designed for complete personal and family health care. Greater Baton Rouge Medical Office Building at Howell Place is recognized for high-quality care and wants to be your choice for all of your family's health care needs.
Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and I tell you what a show we've had so far. But we saved the best to last. I'm telling you. I've got Gary Robertson on the show now, and he is with the Adult Literacy Advocates. How you doing, Gary?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Tell me what the Adult Literacy Advocates is.
Basically, as our name says, we're an adult literacy organization. We have been in Baton Rouge for over 46 years now. And we work with people who want to improve their literacy skills, whether it's working on just their basic skills, just learning how to read and write and move from there, or whether they're wanting to work towards their GED and move on in secondary education.
Right.
We take clients at any level and try to help them move forward and improve their life through improving their literacy skills.
That is excellent. Excellent. So what are some of the tools that you use to help a person? Computer reading or tablet reading, or is it modernized, or is it just books, or what? How do you do it?
Basically, what we have is we have small group instruction set up with classes.
Okay.
We do have a computer lab where we do some work with the students. What we have found with a lot of our clients is some of the problems they had that caused them to drop out of school or caused them to have the difficulties they've had don't work when they're doing a direct instruction with a computer or self-paced textbook or something. They need that interaction with someone that they can ask questions to. Right. So that's why we've gone with the small group setting. We also have a volunteer one-to-one program where we have volunteers who will work with students one-to-one as tutors to help them in that ratio too.
A lot of people don't realize how many people that are older actually never graduated high school, really have very poor reading skills. And I say this from having a parent that 5 million miles driving a truck with no accidents. And then when the federal government said you got to get a commercial driver's license and read this book, these guys just started dropping like flies because they had no way they could read a book, understand what it is, and take a written test. And there's a real need for literacy training and stuff in order to survive in our society.
You're absolutely right. The latest statistics that I've got show that nationwide, the rate of people at a low literacy level is around 14%. You get into the state, Louisiana, it jumps up to 20%. You get into East Baton Rouge Parish, it jumps up to 28%.
So you're in an area that needs a lot of help.
There's definitely a need for it.
What's the cost for this program? How do they, where does it happen at?
Our cost is minimal. We charge $10 per month for tuition, and that's all. And if there's a problem with someone being able to pay that, they just need to talk with me, and we can work out some arrangements, or I can waive it. That shouldn't be the barrier to keep them away.
Where does the class take place?
We are located downtown Baton Rouge at 1427 Main Street, and that's where all our classes take place. And
is that your own building? What is that inside of a building? What's that?
No, we share a building with the Christian Outreach Center.
Okay, Christian Outreach Center.
So all anyone would need to do if they were interested is just to call us, 383-1090,
right.
And in all likelihood, I will be the person who answers the phone, and just tell me what you're looking for and what you're interested in doing, and we can help you.
All right. Aside from reaching out to people in the community that know someone they need to get into this program, or tell them about the program, or maybe someone watching today that they need the personal help, what about you as far as volunteers and your work staff? Do you need help there?
We always need volunteers. That's one of the key components that we're able to offer people is our volunteer program. And
what do you look for in a volunteer? What should be their criteria?
The main criteria we're looking for in a volunteer, number one, you have to be over 18. Second criteria is you have to be willing to help someone and get involved in this program. You don't have to have an education background. You don't have to have a teaching background. Some of our best volunteers have had no connection with teaching or education as a profession at all. And we do a training session for you to kind of prepare you to dealing with adult learners. Right. And then we ask that you commit to a 6-month period of working with a student.
And how many days a week is it?
We ask for 4 hours a week. Okay. And that can be in the evenings, weekends. We let the volunteer and the student work that out along with our volunteer coordinator to figure out the best setup that'll help them both. And for some of our students who aren't able to attend our regular classes because of job responsibilities or their family, childcare,
sure,
that's a good alternative for them.
All right. One last thing that we haven't talked about, every organization needs funding. How do you get your funding? And do you accept public donations and things of that nature?
We are a United Way agency, so we do get some funding through United Way.
That pays 3% of the bills.
Thank you. We also
great organization, just that they're so spread out.
That's exactly it. We have we apply for different grants and are awarded different grants at different times to help with some specific projects or whatever or programs that we'll have. We also do several fundraisers through the year, and we also accept direct donations. Every fall, we have a Scrabble challenge in November. It's kind of one of our big fall fundraising event. We've been doing that.
I get a call on that, okay?
We'll have you down for it.
I want to get in on that.
We've been doing that for about 13 years, and coming up in April, we will be doing a Links for Literacy golf tournament at Copper Mill and Zachary. We have been doing that for around 4 years now, and that's kind of like our big spring fundraiser.
And most importantly, you do accept direct donations.
We definitely accept donations.
Good. Well, I wish
Gladly.
you the best of luck, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me here. Thank you.
Definitely look forward to the Scrabble challenge.
I will definitely let you know about it.
All right, folks, if you didn't learn anything this week on how to have a better life, then you wasn't paying attention. We started off with the YMCA. If you want to wear yourself out, get down there and turn yourself into a better person. And we found about other programs that are offered in the area to help people with assisted living. We found people that want to help you read better and understand, have better literacy. So this area has a lot to offer. All you got to do is reach out and say, hey, I want to have a better life. Remember, you can have a better life through Jesus Christ. See you next week.